Hey, howdy, hey, everybody, it is I, Bon Rai the Cyber, and welcome to another episode of Luigi's Mansion. In the last episode, people call me the spectral beauty of the Ivory Keys. In this episode, we will be heading back to the mansion in order to clear out the next room. Or few, at least. And we'll actually also be getting up to a boss that will help wrap up something that I've said before. Ooh. This is the dining room. Yep. I always loved that trick. Wish I could pull it off. Well, fire, might as well take it. And here we have our next portrait ghost, Mr. Lugs. He's just digging in. Let's scan his heart and see what he says. I can't because of that chair. Alright, here we are. No one could see me in this darkness. No one, no one, no one, no one. Well, that's really helpful. Before anything, get at this. We have Speedy Spirit number 5. And even more money. Alright. I am just very happy I'm able to catch the Speedy Spirits because, man, they are a pain, especially for me. So, you light these candles. And you actually get to see Mr. Lugs in all of his glory. So he really likes his spaghetti. And we have another semi-enemy, waiter ghosts. They are also harmless. They only exist here in order to feed Mr. Lugs, and that's it. Yeah, you can see I ran into that guy and he didn't hurt me. You also don't have to catch them, but it just makes it a little easier because, as you can tell by him digging in this much, he really likes his food. So, let's see what happens when we take it from him. If I can aim. There we are. So here we are. He's majorly upset. Mr. Lugs is also one of the ghosts that's actually portrayed on the box art. He actually shows up on the very back of the box and is named. I'm going to assume this is because he was added early in development, and reason for that is that it's believed that he's a reference to a character in Monty Python. I forget what his name is, but essentially he has a lot of the same habits. He's a really large man, really loves to eat. I watched a little bit of Monty Python, though my experience is mostly with Monty Python Holy Grail. So I never actually even saw the movie that this guy is referencing, if he is a reference. But yeah, so Mr. Lugs, he's a bit difficult, mostly due to the dining room table in the middle there. Well, at least got him down to 2/3. So he'll shoot fireballs at you, and first time he did it for a very long time. Since I failed to catch him, he has a lot shorter breath. I'm not only for functional reasons, but I think because it also shows that he's just very tired after doing it the first time. And he's another instance of a portrait ghost we don't actually have to collect. So, yay, more free money. Let's see. Was there a cheese here? There is a cheese here. Okay. So I missed out on a cheese, but honestly, we can get it again later. In fact, it will probably be a lot easier next time anyway. Maybe. And we have our instance of a diamond. Alright, well, let's get cleaning. So it says that there's a boo in here. I'm actually going to skip him for now. Because I actually forgot about the tactic I was going to use. And we're in the kitchen now. Because all these pots and pans will actually attack you. The only way to get rid of them is to suck them up, as you could kind of guess. If you miss, they'll just respawn in their places, so... There we are, get that. That pot. And then the last one is the pan. And so this fridge, use the vacuum on it, because not only is there a flash, but it also, if you just open the fridge from the side or something, it will actually hurt you. Hooray! And you'll notice that this one is big and blue, so when we open it, actually, before we get that, you will want to open that. Actually, not what I meant to do. Or that. With that... Hey now, Luigi. What have you stumbled across? Oh, this time it's a water element metal. You can now use the water element. My research shows that these particular elemental ghosts leave their watery dwellings whenever you approach. You know the drill. Vacuum them up. Use the L button to expel them once they're vacuumed. If you press the L button all the way in, you can shoot out a big ball of water. I hear that some ghosts who can be defeated only with water, actually. Also, remember that water has purifying properties, so use it well. Don't get caught up in your new squirt gun, Luigi. Well, that's frustrating. I meant to catch a boo, and I ended up getting nothing except a tutorial. This is the one you want to open with the vacuum, because if you use the fire on it... Come on. There we go. You get a ruby. More money for me. Alright, well, now that we have water element, the sink provides an ample supply of water. And with our new water gun, before the flaming door is addressed, you'll want to use it on this, because this is the dishwasher. Come on. Come on. Time for recharge. Alright, fine, I'll deal with the door first. You also can't open it as soon as you put the fire out, because he'll just knock on it instead due to the smoke. I think that's I know it's a design flaw, but I don't know exactly what that design flaw is called, so... Come on. It's supposed to vibrate or something. Come on. Alright, whatever. Yeah, forget it. What's supposed to happen is that when you spray water on this, a sapphire is supposed to pop out, like how the fire is supposed to do for the oven. And we have a seed here, so when you water the seed, it grows into a plant. You will want to remember this seed, because it is very important if you want to get a good rank. And we have our next portrait ghost. Spooky. He will chase after you and try to attack you. And you have no way of dealing with him as is. But have him attack you a few times, you will have a new type of ghost, Mr. Bones. And now comes the really fun part. Oh, that was actually easier than I thought. So now that you sucked up Mr. Bones, and actually, before that happens, woof woof woof. Yeah, really helpful. You want to scan that sign. What's written on that sign? Here lies Mr. Bones. Quiet. That's supposed to be your hint as to how you're supposed to deal with this. But now that Mr. Bones is gone and only his bone is left for Spooky to take, he becomes an utter pushover. Yeah, as long as that bone is there, he will not attack you. So you're free to use this on him. And there we go. And Spooky's doghouse is glowing. Well, if we know anything about glowing objects, you'll want to scan them or otherwise do something. So now we're in the graveyard. So I have another story about how much of a wimp I was, and still kind of am. The graveyard is actually the other part of this game that actually terrified me, and still kind of does. I don't do well with spooky things, namely graveyards, so if anything, this game is a settlement of how Halloween is my least favorite time of year, Christmas is my favorite, yada yada yada. If you want to get out of the graveyard faster, this tree trunk here is your portal out. And also, if you sucked it up on this thing here, it would give you a ruby for it. Now there's nothing. And these graves will, ironically, have hearts in them. You'll want to hit some of the graves in order to do something. And we have... I guess you can't plan for this sort of thing. That one has big heart, so yay. Other one to get big hearts. And we have a trio of Mr. Bones. Their main attack, their only attack is by throwing bones at you. Ow. And come on, got him. Alright, well, there's one left. Gotcha. And okay, that is off-putting. Oh yeah, everyone likes to make fun of Luigi for when he moves a couple of things for a reason, I will say. But yeah, gravestone is glowing. What happens when we go to it? And we have our second boss ghost, Bogmire. So yeah, the graveyard is the other reason why I was terrified of this game. Every time I went to the graveyard or dealt with Chauncey, I could not sleep for a week. Maybe even longer. How you're supposed to deal with Bogmire? He has these shadow clones, for lack of a better phrasing, and he'll warp around the entire arena. You'll want to suck up the shadows and then aim them at him. your aim is true, he will get caught in his own shadow and be vulnerable. He's also one of the harder ghosts to actually get a good rank on because he will keep making more and more shadows. Even as you try to suck him up, so you have to lead him away from his shadows. This might take a little bit longer than expected. He'll also get progressively faster in his teleporting, so you really have to know where you're shooting. Dang it, I missed. How could I miss from 3 feet? Gotcha. Come on. I'm not getting a good rank on this guy. I never do very well on Bogmire. He's just too quick, and there's just way too many shadows to deal with. Gotcha. Well, I'm done. Now I really don't have to come back here again. So yeah, the A button. If you aren't doing anything, the A button will make Luigi scream for Mario. The lower health you have, the more freaked out he is. And we have our third key for the house.
Luigi, can you hear me? Good to hear you're still okay. I lost your signal when that lightning struck. That was some battle you had there.
Why don't you come back to the lab?
What, you think the lightning damaged the Poltergust 3000?
Don't worry about it.
Even if that lightning had cooked your goose, your Poltergust 3000 wouldn't even have a scratch. Good job, Luigi. You made it back in one piece. Looks like you got a vacuum full of ghosts there. What do you say we put them through the old ghost portificationizer?
Dump them in. Hooray! Another area done, and the thing's cleaned. So my theory on how these ghosts get turned into paintings. Egets as they're pressed into visible forms. But because of how, like, ghosts have ectoplasm and all, my theory is that it actually presses their ectoplasm into actual ink of some form. So when it presses them into a visible form, it sort of remakes and scatters their ectoplasm into a usable ink to make these portraits from.
Well, we've managed to turn those ghosts back into paintings. Thanks for your help, Luigi.
Mr. Lugs, Floating Rolindas, Melody, Shivers, Spooky, and Bogmire. I almost always get a bronze on Bogmire. He's just way too frustrating with all those shadows. Ghosts. Alright, well, I got a whole lot more money now. Sapphires, 3 emeralds, 4 rubies, 1 diamond, a couple more ends, 7 million in pearls, 27 million. Not bad. Alright. Well, we still got some time, so let's head back to the mansion. Alright, well, now that that's done, now Area 2 is all lit up, and because of that, we can actually do what I wanted to do. So the boos. The reason why I went back and didn't get the boo from last time is because I wanted to get the boss before I went after boos. Because now that the area's opened up, you can actually catch boos far more easily. Boo ball. My name's Bodacious, got it. And he went into the hallway. Yeah, the entire area is lit up. So now that that's the case... Come on, where'd you go? Oh, that's right. You went into this room, which I don't have the key for. Dang it. Alright, well, there's another boo in the kitchen. So I'll just cut right to it. Hooligan, most wanted boo. Gotcha. Yep. Unbelievable. There's no stopping you, Luigi. Now send me the boo and all the data you've got. Be careful, Luigi. Alright, now let's see if it will do what I want it to do. Because I don't want that ruby. I want that sapphire. Well, can't get that sapphire now. But, remember when I said about the plant and how you want to water it? Now it's become a bud. You'll want to come back and water this after every area, because when you do, it grows into a flower. There we go. Just as I ran out. Ooh, pretty flower. Okay, I don't think there's anything really outside, but I'll check the graveyard anyway. I'm already going back on my promise on that. Yeah, no boo here either. I actually have never been quiet enough to actually hear his feet tap on the ground while he walks. Alright, well... I don't know what else to do besides go after what the key unlocks, because I thought I missed a couple of boos. I have to find them if I want to get something, so... I'll just cut right to the door if I don't find anything. Alright, so, I know I said I would go back to that door that the new key unlocks, but I will actually be heading back and watering all the plants that I meant to do so. This is actually what I meant by when I said back in the wardrobe room to remember the plants out in front, because when you check for plants, you actually get money from them when you water them. So I'll be cutting to each room that we've been through with plants and water them so far. When you water the plants here in the here on this balcony, they will give you a sapphire and a gold bar among coins and cash. Our next destination is the master bedroom because, hey look, a ficus. Or some kind of plant. I don't know. I don't know, I'm not a botanist. And whoa, epic slowdown for a sec there. With a free emerald. Well, I guess that's what I get for using an upscaler. Well, here we are. Alright, well. Door is unlocked. And here we have some new, more obstacles than enemies. I actually forget what these things are called. I'll just put them up on the screen. They will also, yeah, they're mostly just there to annoy you by running into you after a little while. But they are pretty much harmless otherwise. We've got some ceiling surprises in here. And a purple bomber too. And there we go. That's the only thing, those are the only things we have to get here. What's in this birdhouse? We have Mario's letter. I wonder what it says. And look, another treasure chest that's filled with money that we honestly probably don't need at this point. Well, actually, no, we still need it because not at 100 million. We're at a quarter of the way there, though. Alright, well. That's done. More health. Don't really need health, but I'll take it. Free emerald. Okay, that was weird physics. More money! And a gold bar. Well, laundry. Nothing in the statue. I seriously think that statue looks like Tintin from... What was it? Adventures of Tintin? I don't know. And I only remember... I know that it's a comic strip series, but I also know that it's also a movie, so... Awesome, more money! Well, that's done. And hey, look, a little outhouse. We'll come back to check that in a minute. But, if you hear in the background... That sounds mighty familiar. That's weird. What's in here? Whoa. Wait. What? Get me out of here! Yeah, I actually don't... Yeah, I'd love to have someone correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe this is actually one of the very few games that the Mario Brothers actually have speaking roles in. Not necessarily in the sense of speaking roles like they actually have voice acting. I'm talking about like actual speech and bubbles or whatnot, where you can actually read and or hear what they're actually saying. What they're actually saying in a more actual understanding. And alright, let's see what's in this outhouse. This is another thing like the fridge. Open it from the front, it will attack you.
You saw him, didn't you? How could they do I sound like that I got completely lost and ran through the mansion looking for a hiding place. While I was running though, I did happen to notice that Mario with some of his things lying around the place. A hat, a glove, a shoe, a letter, and a star. I saw 5 items altogether. I'd go collect them for you if I could remember where they were. Yeah, I probably should have picked some up.
Leave it to me.
What? Huh? Really? You'll help find Mario's items for me? Yippee skip yahoo! Well, thank you so much, Luigi.
And yeah, why not? Save here. That key. Welcome to the rec room. Whoa, okay. Look at that. Look at this buffness. I'm huge. How'd you like to be my punching bag, weakling? Meet our next portrait ghost, Biff Atlas. But before we deal with him, why don't we get some cardio in? Hey, look, a cake. And that unlocks a door out of here, so if you want, you can use the key on this door, and that cuts right back to Area 2, so you don't have to go wandering all around. And, okay, that's odd. You hear fire. Well, we got water, why not shut off the fire? But we'll come back to deal with that in a minute. Because let's deal with Atlas first. Also, another thing. Speedy Spirit, number 6. These guys are really fast. I think I'll be able to get this guy. Dang it, nope. Oh well. So how you want to deal with Biff Atlas? Punch these things. He wants to work out? A little revenge. Punch it. You also want to be careful because these punching bags can recoil and hit you. Once you hit him 3 times, his heart is revealed and you can attack him. Similar to Mr. Luds, he is actually a little bit difficult with something in the way. And wow, that was probably the worst I've ever done. Yeah, that sucks. Would have loved to get an actual good rank on this guy. Yeah, I'm not one for working out. Like, mostly due to my CP that I mentioned, but it's, but yeah, I can't really work out, especially with like weight training, because otherwise I could end up like seriously hurting my arm and just overall. Get over here. And also because I couldn't work out, I was actually bullied a lot as a kid, so... Or at least I felt it was bullying at the time. Because... just kids never let me hear the end of it. They were just like, ha, you can't play sports, you can't work out, sucks to be you. Or they'd just rub sports in my face and irritate me that way. Is it a little vindictive of me? Eh. But, you know, I honestly don't think much of it anymore. It still bugs me that it happened back then, but I'm not holding it against any of those guys anymore. Mostly just because I just don't care. It is I, fair Beauregard. Well, at least you went in an area that made it... We've already cleared out, so that just makes it easy. Yeah, he just went into the conservatory. Yeah, this is actually an instance where getting that key actually made a difference. And thank you for getting stuck on the piano.
Yep. Fantastic! Way to go, Luigi! Okay, now send me the boo and all the data you've got.
Not now. Alright, well... You know what? I think we're gonna end it off there. We captured another boo, cleared some more rooms out, and found out where Mario was and what happened to him here. And with that, I will see you guys next time for more of Luigi's Mansion. Check you later.